What's up, ACL Nation? We are going to have USA National Team member and ACL Pro Allison Peters on the show this week, as well as recap results from the USA Cornhole National Championships. This is the ACL Throwdown. Allison Peters on the show this week. She's going to talk about her big win at the USA Cornhole National Championships and also preview her first season as an ACL Pro. But first, my hashtag Trey's Takes, and this week we got to recap the event that was just televised last week by our friends over at USA Cornhole for the USA Cornhole National Championships. The reason I want to preview some of these is because we had some ACL pros go on and qualify for that USA National team. We got to give them some props and give them a little bit of shout out. We'll start off in women's singles. Women's singles, a big congratulations to ACL Pro, the winningest women of all time in the ACL, Christine Papke. She takes down the title, joins the USA National team, defeating Allison Peters, a little bit of foreshadowing there, in the finals in a dominating performance. An early lead by Peters, quickly washed away by Papke's dominance and experience. Congratulations, Christine. On to the men's singles side, and we had a familiar face in the ACL, a World Pro Doubles champion, Trey Birchfield, obviously played pro doubles with Derek King last year, and this coming season defeats Eric Davis. Again, a little bit of foreshadowing there as well. Defeats Eric Davis in the finals. He takes down that crown. So impressed by Trey Birchfield. He was in his robotic mode in singles. Had a big lead in the semifinal game, 17-0 to Matt Guy. Blew the lead, but then Trey Birchfield finishes off and wins 21-18. So big win by Trey Birchfield. Congratulations, Trey, on your national team appearance. On to men's doubles. Men's doubles, we had a big win by Matt Guy and Eric Davis. Their real almost inaugural match where they were playing against ACL Pros. Since they'll be in ACL Pros this season, within that division, this has been really the first year they've been able to play against our top level pros as first year pros. And you know what? They showed out, going undefeated throughout the entire tournament, undefeated in pool play as well as undefeated in bracket play. They defeat Jay Dotson and Sean Short in the finals in a pretty convincing victory. I was super impressed. We knew Matt Guy was going to perform, but I was super impressed by Eric Davis. The kid is legit, ladies and gentlemen. Goes 8-0 in singles pool play, 6-0 in doubles pool play, undefeated in the doubles bracket. The only loss on the entire week was to Trey Birchfield in the finals of that men's singles event. So kudos to Eric Davis. That flop shot is legit, it is real, and it is deadly. Watch out for Eric Davis in the pro division this season. And again, congrats to he and Matt Guy. On to our mixed doubles, our co-ed event, and our guest today was able to get redemption on a big game-winning shot. Allison Peters and Frank Maudlin take the win against a powerhouse team of Christine Papke and Ryan Windsor. Ryan Windsor just coming up one game short of that USA National team, but kudos and congratulations to Frank Maudlin. Was coaching up just like you know he can, Allison Peters, and she came in the clutch. Very impressed by her resiliency after losing not only that women's doubles final with Samantha Finley back at the ACL World Championships in August, but then to lose that very same day in women's singles to Christine Papke. For her to fight back at that third times the charm win with Frank Maudlin really shows her tenacity. Congratulations, Allison and Frank Maudlin. And finally, rounding out the USA National team, got to give some props to some non-ACL pros. Kimberly Glass and Tiffany Sparks take down the ACL Pro team of Jackie Sayasone and Yeti Irwan in the finals. And Kimberly Glass and Tiffany Sparks, although had their ups and downs, were the top team on the day. Real big props to Kimberly Glass, who was dominant in the second half of that finals match against Jackie Sayestone to really clinch the victory. Tiffany Sparks, although struggled a little bit at the beginning, was able to hold her own and hold her end down for her partner to come through in the clutch. Congratulations, Kimberly and Tiffany, for making the USA national team. And that rounds out those 8 players, 4 men, 4 female, that will represent the USA on the international stage. Kudos to all of you, and I wish you the best of luck. Can't wait for our ACL Pro Division season to kick off. That'll kick off in January at the kickoff battle. But until then, those players can enjoy their USA Cornhole national team victories. Let's get to my conversation with ACL Pro and member of that USA Cornhole national team, Allison Peters, as she previews her season as an ACL Pro for the first time. ACL Nation, I have ACL Pro and newest member of the USA Cornhole national team, Allison Peters. Allison, well, first, thank you for taking some time. I know you're getting ready to get into a blind draw, so I'm holding you up here. But when I say Allison Peters, member of a United States international national team, whatever you want to call it, how does that make you feel right out of the gate?
Completely overwhelmed. I'm like, what? So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, what an accomplishment that is. I mean, I know you've been playing the game for a few years now, and you know, when you first started, if I had told you were going to be on the Cornhole national team, would you have believed it?
No.
Never in a million years. Never in a million years. So obviously, we're talking about the USA Cornhole event. You qualified via your play with Frank Maudlin. But let's kind of go back to the, getting into that USA Cornhole event, trying to qualify for the national team. Going into the event, where was your confidence level at? How were you expecting to finish? Because you really had a fantastic showing the entire weekend. But what was your mentality going into the weekend?
I wanted to have a really good pool play because I had heard that they were going to fix our brackets based on the pool play. And then once we were in the pool play, we found out that the bracket was single elimination. So at that point, I was probably not thinking about pool play like people normally think about pool play. I was wanting to come out of there with no losses because I was not wanting to have a bracket that was going to bite me back on Saturday.
Yeah, and how you did. You go 8-0, the only female, and once you got done with that day, I mean, you kind of look behind your shoulder and you're like, oh my gosh, I got Rosie Streaker, Sam Finley, Lori Duell, Christine Papke, all these incredible female players that have become faces of the sport in a way. And you got them in your rearview mirror 8-0. What was that accomplishment like to finish 8-0?
I'm not sure who drew up that pool play I had to play, but I'm going to tell you right now, I know every single person I had to play, I think they were out to get me because, I started out with Kelly. She's a brand new player. You will know her pretty quickly. She just started a month ago. She ran me to 20 in the first game. Then I turned around and had to play Jackie. Then I had to play Connie. Then I had to play Lori. Then I had to play Maya. Then I had to play Rosie. And I kept thinking, what kind of pool play is this? I'm having to play against all these players. And I felt like, oh, my goodness. And at the end of it, though, I was sort of had zoned in that I just kept thinking about that bracket because single elimination is different cornhole to me. I mean, that's hard.
Yeah, it's definitely high stakes, high intensity. I mean, you're exactly right. That's the key is finishing well in that pool play. So after the pool play, you get into singles, you make it all the way to the finals. You came out swinging early against Christine Papke. You got an early lead, but she kind of chip away and got the victory there. But then you turned it around, you get into mixed doubles, and you and Frank Mullin go on a tear and take down the whole thing. Did you use singles at all to kind of motivate you? I mean, did you kind of go into that mixed doubles final a little bit more angry maybe than you would previously been?
I'm going to tell you what, between that game and our doubles finals at ACL championships, I said to myself when I walked out of there, I was like, that is 2 times. I am not doing that again. I have got to get myself together here for this doubles game. And Matt kind of looked at me and was like, you need to breathe. So, hey, I had to get it together, and I felt like I did.
Yeah, you absolutely did, and you kind of capped it all off with that game-winning shot. I mean, I'm sitting in the booth, I'm watching, and I remember even saying on air, I don't think that bag is going to hold up, but you threw it perfectly to a point where you brought yours in, you hit it, you kind of pinned Christine's bag. I mean, when you let go, did you feel like you were going to hit it? Because, I mean, you reacted, you loved it. So is that exactly what you're trying to do?
I normally throw the bag high, and when he said, I think Frank said something to the effect of, you're going to have to hit it hard, and I knew when it left my hand, it was dead straight. So I knew that it was not going to loosen, it was going to pin it to the back.
That's awesome. That is phenomenal. It was a great reaction, and one that that'll go up there in one of my favorite highlights on the year so far. So that was really, really cool to watch. So congratulations again on the national team. We'll take just a second. Let's talk about, this is going to be your first season as an ACL pro. You're going to be playing with Sam Finley in the pro division, and then pro women's doubles. You'll obviously, not obviously, you'll be playing with Maya Cup. I didn't even know that. And then obviously women's singles at our shootout events. So when you look forward to this season, your first year as an ACL pro, what is your mentality going into the year, and kind of what are the things that you're really focusing on in your first year as a pro?
I think for me, it's just trying to get out there and start playing against these really good women and try to, be able to put together a good game against them in singles. And then as far as Sam and I, we've been playing together now 6 or 7 months. So just trying to get back into that swing some more, with being in the pro division, that would obviously be pretty tough division to be in. But same with women's. I'm super excited about playing with Maya. I had contacted her about playing, and she was excited too. And so it's going to be a good year. I think just trying to get out there and get into some good games. And
Awesome. Well, I think you've set yourself up certainly for success. I'm personally rooting for you. Last question though, we said you're looking forward to it. You got all these different divisions that you're going to play in. Are there any goals? Are there any things that you certainly want to accomplish? Anything that wants to be checked off that list as you get into your first year?
I mean, winning is I'm so competitive. I always take every game so serious. I think I'm a terrible loser sometimes, but I'm hard on myself, and I like to practice, and I practice hard. And I think just my personal goals are keep the wins above the losses, and learn from the games that I don't win, and just try to get I don't really know because I haven't been a pro before, but just getting into those situations and trying to make sure I make the right decisions about certain bags.
I love that mentality. Learning from the mistakes is really what makes good players become great. So I know you certainly fall into that category. ACL Pro National Team member Allison Peters. Allison, thank you so much for joining me this week, and good luck on your national team endeavors for the year.
Thank you. Thank you to my sponsors for helping me get this far, and thank you, Trey, for having me on.
Allison Peters. She is such a pleasure and such an aspiring superstar, not only in the women's division, but the pro division. Thank you so much, Allison, for joining us this week. If you want more cornhole content, we are pumping it out right now. We got a new show, Cornhole Science by ACL Pro Anthony Ione. We have our ESPN and NBC Sports broadcast. All of that is available on the ACL Digital Network. You can go to watch.iplayacl.com. You can become a premium subscriber, only $5 a month. That is cheap as can be. Get access to hundreds of hours of cornhole content. We got some great original content coming out soon as well. Well, ACL Nation, that's all the time that we got this week for the American Cornhole League. This has been your host, Trey Ryder. See you guys next time.